Hey guys, so for today's video, I'm so excited because I decided to do this super glam like party slash date night makeup look. I am absolutely obsessed. And to be honest, I was really inspired by this top. This shirt is from House of CB. I will link it down below for you guys. I'm wearing a small for size reference, but I was just really inspired by this top. I just thought, how glam is it? So I decided to do kind of matching makeup and just create the whole look. But then I also got the new Dose of Colors Katy and Desi palette in the mail, which I also got inspired by. So then I just decided to do a full, super full coverage, super glam makeup look. So if you guys are interested in seeing how I got this really gorgeous, like navy sparkly glam makeup look, then make sure to keep on watching. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm super excited. I'm gonna start off with like my favorite primer ever. This is the Huda Beauty. Okay, so for today's look, I'm so excited because we are partnering up with Maybelline. You guys know I love Maybelline, one of my favorite drugstore brands. So I'm gonna be sharing with you guys today their new Super Stay Stick Foundation. So I tried the Super Stay liquid foundation, and it's kind of crazy because at first I wasn't a huge fan of it, like the first impression, but I think it's because I used a weird kind of primer with it. After trying it a few more times with the liquid version, I really loved the liquid. So I was excited to try out the stick version because I kind of have been like into stick foundations lately. So once I tried it, I was so super pleased with it. This one is actually in the shade 330 Toffee, which I think is gonna be a bit dark for me. So I think I'm gonna mix it in with 220. Normally with Maybelline, I wear 220 to 228 sometimes. So I'm probably just gonna mix these two to kind of create 228. So I personally find that the stick foundation blends out the best with a brush. I always love using a brush with stick foundations. But what I love about this product is if you are a sponge lover, and let's say you're traveling and you don't wanna bring all your different sponges, it does come with a sponge on the other end, which I love. So I'm gonna show you guys how to use the sponge as well, just in case you guys are like, nah, I don't want a brush, I want to use the sponge that comes with it. Since it's super easy and convenient, I'm going to share with you guys how to apply it with that as well. So here's a close-up of the packaging, which I absolutely love. I love the white. It's just so sleek. You guys know I'm obsessed with white. Also, what I love about this product is you get a very beautiful coverage, because for today's look, I don't know, I kind of want to do glam. I mean, you guys can tell by my outfit, I'm a little glammed up today, so I'm happy that this foundation gives you great coverage. So I'm gonna go ahead and start applying the product. It is super smooth when you apply it. I know this shade is really dark, so just, you know, ignore me. I'm gonna mix it with 220. But what I love about this product is it is a really nice matte finish. I have pretty oily skin, so I always, sorry, I'm just making sure I got the right shade. So I always, oh, you know what? 220 probably would have been good on its own. It's okay. I kind of want to go a little darker today, so yeah, it's all good. Yeah, it's a really nice matte finish, so it really helps to control your oils, which I love because I'm kind of, you know, your girl gets pretty greasy during the day. So first I'm going to show you guys how I like to apply it with a brush. I honestly just like to move it around just because it's such a creamy, smooth formula. I find it works best when you really smooth it out. I kind of just want to show you guys a little demo of how I would use the applicator. Because it is a sponge and this is a cream product, I'll show you guys how I would normally use it. I kind of like to do, instead of these straight bouncing motions, I kind of like to do these like pivoting motions where I'm like bouncing and smoothing at the same time. It just works the best like that since it is a cream product. And what I love about this too is it does have a point, which is really nice because you can get right in that little area of your nose, which is really good. Okay, so what I love is if you are like me and you don't really want to mess up your hairline, I love that this applicator is kind of small because then I can just get in these little areas without having to ruin my hair or get makeup all up in my hair, you know. And there you go, that is one layer of the foundation. I absolutely love how natural, yet it still provides great coverage. I would definitely say this is a really nice medium to full coverage. It's definitely buildable, but if you're just going out quickly and running errands and you do one layer, it's still appropriate. You know what I mean? Like you can, it's versatile, so you can do medium or you can do full. Okay, so I know this is a little crazy, but we're going super glam today. Like I want to do a really glam makeup look. So I'm going to show you guys how I like to layer this foundation. So if you want to amp up your look and get it super glam, I'm going to go ahead and put just a little bit of liquid foundation on top. Honestly, if you're like me and you don't shy away from like a full coverage foundation, you're going to live for this like face makeup that I'm gonna do today. But if you're more of a natural girl, you're probably looking at me like, what are you doing, Amy? So I am gonna take the shade 310, and I'm only gonna take about half a pump to 1 full pump and just kind of layer this on top. And I'm just going to bounce that around. It's just gonna really amp up the look and give you an even more glam full coverage base. Anytime I wanna be super glam. What I love about these stick foundations too is that they're really easy to apply if you're just going out quickly. Maybe you're going to the gym and you want a little bit of foundation on, or you're going grocery shopping and you just want a little bit of something on your face. I feel like a stick foundation is a perfect go-to. And there you go, that is the finished foundation. Now we're gonna go ahead and move on to concealer. So for concealer, I'm gonna go ahead and use the Tarte Shape Tape. Anytime I want something super full coverage, this is what I go for. So I am just gonna blend that out with my Sigma 3D HD sponge. So I am going to bake. I really loved how the kind of whole baking thing worked out in the last video when I tested out the Huda powder. I really loved it. I actually used this the other day when I went out, and my makeup lasted 10 hours and it still looked like so smooth and so good. So I'm actually really a fan of this powder now. It's like my new fave. I am just gonna like bake lightly though. As you can see, I'm like barely, you know. I just really like how smooth it leaves my under eye and how long it makes my makeup last. Like, I was literally oil-free for like the longest time. So I normally just let that sit for a few, maybe 30 seconds, and then I start dusting off the center. And then, so that's it. I pretty much only bake for like literally close to a minute. I just personally like it like that because then it avoids looking cakey, but then you still look matte and flawless for the day. Okay, so to go ahead and do some cream contouring, I'm gonna use the Graftobian palette. I'm gonna actually use this shade right here, the second last one. So to set that cream bronzer, I'm gonna use a powder bronzer, and I am going to take the Hourglass Luminous Bronze Light. This is such a beautiful bronzer, especially when you want your bronzer to be a little bit luminous. This just adds like that perfect, like slight J-Lo glow. It's really pretty. And I mean, who doesn't wanna look like J-Lo? Like literally. So for the nose, I'm gonna take a little bit of that same bronzer and just very lightly kind of bronze that up. Not gonna do any like serious contouring or anything. And I am gonna bronze up the lip too, quite a bit actually. And there you go, we're all good for bronzing. So I wanna add a little bit of color to the cheek. I'm not like a huge blush fan, but anytime I wanna be super glam, like you just can't complete a look without some nice blush. So I'm gonna use a NARS Luster. I'm actually excited because today I'm gonna play around a little bit with the Dose of Colors and Katy Desi collection. You guys, this collection is bomb. Like, as you can see, this is the old Fuego, and then this is the new, this one's called Chasing the Sun, but the packaging is just like a little bit of a darker version. I love how they stayed with like the same theme. So for today, I actually already put Chasing the Sun on my chest, especially on the little boobies, and then on my little chest a little bit. So I like how it's like a little bit of a darker one, because this is a great like body highlight for me. But for cheek highlight, I'm gonna use Fuego. I'm gonna really like focus it on here and then just like slightly dust it down. Now what I am gonna do is just wet it a little bit. And there you go. How pretty does that look? Okay, so I just went ahead and did my brows. I used the ABH Dip Brow. I'll leave the products down below, but I'm so excited because I really want to get into this new Dose of Colors Desi and Katy palette. Can't talk clearly, but look how beautiful that packaging is. So pretty. So I'm kind of debating on using Dirty Money or what is this shade? Game Over. I don't know, I kind of just feel like with this black satin shirt that I'm wearing, Game Over is just gonna go well, like the vibe, you know? Like the super dark, glamorous date night kind of vibes. So I am gonna use this shade right here as a little transition color. It looks a little bit cool tone, which I'm shocked by, but we'll see how it applies on the eye. For this look, I want a nice edge, so I'm just gonna use a card. Oh no, that's a really pretty like transition, sorry, crease shade. I just realized now that I didn't even set my eyes or anything. Oh well. Sugar boy, you never heard someone mow the lawn before? Sorry guys. So I think I'm kind of going to take the shade that I just used and just bring it a little bit on the outer corner. Sorry if you guys hear Sugar barking, I'm just going to let him do him. I'm not even going to try to get him to stop. Like, I'm just letting him do him, you know? Have his fun. So now I'm going to use this beautiful shade. So I am just going to take that and also put that on the crease. So I'm going to take this beautiful deep brown, and I think I'm just going to put that on the edge, like close to that edge. Okay, so I think that is pretty good for like the crease and the neutrals. I kind of like how we have this dark color just on that outer V. So now I really want to use this shade right here. I'm going to try applying it with my finger first. Oh my god, that's beautiful. I feel like in order to get precise, I'm going to have to use a brush since this is such a dark color. So I'm going to switch over to a brush soon. So I'm just gonna get a clean brush and blend out the front. I don't want to use a dirty brush or a brush that has the navy on it already, because then I just don't want that navy to just go too far and then it's gonna look kind of crazy, you know? So now I have a wet brush and I am just going to pick up Game Over and go over everything. And just do a little bit more blending. So I'm going to take a little bit of that dark or like that medium shade, and I'm just going to go right in between the navy and the crease color and just kind of marry the two together. So for the lower lash, I'm going to connect underneath to that upper line and just bring it out here. So I kind of brought that lower lash shade 3/4 of the way, and now I'm going to take this beautiful shade and I'm just going to put that on the inner corner, bring it up, and I'm also going to bring it down. So I really want to take it and like bring it up. Okay, so I just went ahead and popped on some lashes. I used the Kiss number 11, and now we're going to do the lips. I'm going to start off with MAC Cork Lip Liner. So I'm going to go ahead and use one of the original Dose of Colors Katy Desi lipsticks, and this is No Shade. Then I'm going to put a little bit of more creamer, please. Okay, so we have the original over the top gloss, which I love. And then we just have the new one that they did called The Most, which is so beautiful, but let's be real, I love the original. I am going to use the Dose of Colors original over the top, which I already have one that I started using down there, so I don't know why I'm using a brand new one, but whatever. Oh my god, like, how can you not? I think this is the best like gold sparkly clear gloss. I know there's a lot on the market, but this is like my favorite. Okay, you guys, so that is pretty much it. I really hope you enjoyed this makeup look. I absolutely am obsessed with it. I feel like this is such a pretty, like, dark, like, party makeup, or like a date night if you really want to get sexy and glam. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. Mwah.